our lower body. We are here in Nissi Beach in Cyprus. Isn't it so pretty? It's a bummer that it's a bit hazy because the color of the water is absolutely cray-cray. So I'll just pop some photos here so you can have a look instead. But we are going to be doing some side kneeling, and then we're going onto our sides, and then we're going to stand. And we might do 1 to 2 rounds today because we are building up each week. And I'm just excited to show you all the cool places that I'm going to be filming. Are you ready? Is your butt ready? Remember, hot tip, that when we speak to our butt and we say engage, 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 we get a 50% extra contraction, engagement. Okay, so that means talk to your butt more. Every time I say squeeze your butt, I want you to say to your butt, squeeze. Okay, so let's tip over to one side, tipping down like so, and resting that top leg. Now, for some reason, this doesn't work out for you. You could lean over the top of a fit ball. So you could lean over the side of the ball and you could do that. Or you could just lie on your side and do all of this in just a basic lying position. Okay? So on your fist or on your hand, and we are going to lift through the side of the waist, drop your shoulder, hips facing me, and we're going to lift and then tap down. Exhale, inhale. So straight away, I have to use my tummy to stabilize, lengthen through that leg. Okay, so point the toe if you can. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Now, how high you lift is going to be up to you and your mobility. Exhale, lift. Inhale. We're going to go for 6 reps. So we've got 2 more. Relax your shoulder. Holding here, little tiny circles. So I find this hurts this bit on this leg and then the same on the lower body. All right, other direction. Try and stay as still as possible, just moving from that hip socket. 2 more. Okay, little pulses. 1, 2, 3. Keep pointing that leg. 5 and 6, and then coming all the way onto your side. Okay, now if you have booty bands, you might like to place them around the tops of the knees. If you don't, that's fine. I forgot mine today, so I'm not going to be able to use them anyway. We're going into some clams. So we're going to have our feet in line with our butt, resting the head on the hand, or you can support the head if you like. And we're going to exhale, squeeze the butt to open up. So it's like we are opening a door and then come back down. Exhale, squeeze the butt to open, and then inhale down. Now, if you have your bands, this is going to be harder. If you don't have bands, you're going to have to focus even more on the contraction of your glute to feel the movement, okay? Inhale down. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale down. You see how nothing else is moving except the hinge movement of my hip. And to make it just a little bit harder, I'm going to lift up to create a little mouse house under my waist so that my tummy is working a little bit more throughout the clam. Squeeze to lift. Inhale, control. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now, to make it a little bit more challenging, you're going to lift the feet up in the air and repeat. So exhale, open and clam. Inhale, control. If you can keep your little mouse house, great. If you can't, maybe next week. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Control, squeeze. Squeeze and open. So even though I don't have my booty band, I can still feel my glute working. It's shaking a little bit because I need to focus like probably 50% more on my glute because I don't have my band to make it easier. Okay, 2 more. Squeeze and open. Last one. And then back down. Now, I'm going to come up on my elbow for this next exercise, lengthen that leg towards the side. And what we're going to do is actually, I'm going to reach my arm towards your corner, and then I'm reaching my leg towards the back corner. So I'm going to reach and lengthen, and then twist the other way around. So reach and lengthen forwards and backwards, like we're doing an opposite arm and leg lift, and then come through the center, reach the leg forwards and the arm backwards. So we're working through the side of the waist, and we're also working through our hip and our butt. reaching, and then reaching across. So I inhale through the middle, and then I exhale across. Exhale. Last one. And then we have to do it all on the other side. So come on over onto your knees yet again. And then we're going to bring your hand and we're going to dip down and point that toe away, lengthen through the crown of the head, keep your hips lifted. Okay, so from here we're going to breathe out to lift and inhale down. So if you can point the toe without cramping, awesome. If you can't, that's fine, you can flex. But keeping that length between your crown of the head and your big toe. Inhale under your brace to control down, and then exhale, re-engage to come up. Okay, we've got one more. We're going to hold at the top here and we're going to do our little teacup circles. Little teacup circles. Try and make the movement solely come from the ball and socket of the hip. Swap directions. Lift and circle. And circle. Yes. Keep it going. Now, little pulses at the top. We are challenging ourselves more and more each week. And dropping it down. Okay, coming onto your side into our little clam. Okay, coming onto your side, having your feet in line with your butt. If you have your booty band, you can pop on your booty band, and we're going to have our feet in line, keep your hips facing me, and we're going to squeeze and open up like a door, and inhale, come back. Exhale to open the door, squeeze the butt, and back. Don't forget about your little mouse house. So lifting through the side of the waist, inhale back. Exhale, zipping up through the belly, inhale back. Squeeze the butt, lift the belly, and inhale back. Now you could do this as a little pre-run, pre-cardio session. You could do this as a workout on its own. There's plenty of different ways that you could use this workout. Depends what your energy level's like, what you want to get out of it, what your fitness level's like too. Okay, last one. Now we're going to do the same, but with our feet up in the air. Okay, so if you can keep your mouse house, you can keep it. Squeeze and open and back down. Imagine like there's something heavy on the top of your knee and you have to push it open. That's what really helps me engage when I don't have my bands. Inhale back. 3 more. 2 to go. And last one. And coming down. So now we're going to come onto the side on our elbow. Lengthen the toes. And we're going to lengthen the foot and the arm away as we cross the body. Inhale, center, and reach across the other side. Inhale through the center, exhale to reach. Exhale, reach. Exhale, reach. Stay strong through the shoulder. Exhale. Okay, we've got 2 more. Exhale, reach and twist. And relax. Awesome. So now we're going to come onto our back and we're going into some glute bridging. So rolling on onto your back. Now we've got 2 options here. If you want to go straight into some one-legged bridging, you absolutely can, either up on your toe, like so, or you can hover the leg, or you can straighten the foot up towards the sky, or you can just have both feet flat on the ground. All right, so there are a few different options. If you want to keep your feet flat on the ground, you might like to place a pillow or a block or a ball between the knees and gently squeeze, so it's a little bit more inner thigh. All right, so we're going to squeeze and come up Inhale, control down. If you have an anterior tilt, you want to slightly scoop the pelvis, tuck up towards the sky on the way up. If you have an anterior tilt, a posterior tilt, then you want to have a flat back the whole time. Okay, so squeeze and come up. Inhale, control down. Feel like your knees are being pulled away from the body as you come up. Inhale, control down. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, squeeze all the way up. Inhale, down. Exhale. Inhale, control. Exhale, squeeze. Make sure you've got big toe, pinky toe, and your heel anchored to the floor as your little tripod to support your balance. Squeeze up. 2 more, squeeze. And last one, you're going to hold at the top here, and we're going to lift the heel, come back down. Lift the other heel and come back down. So keep the butt squeezed, keep the hips really still, facing the sky. Make sure your tummy is engaged to support your back. If it gets too much, you just do a few pulses at the top, and then you relax back down and you hug in the knees. Holding at the top, a few pulses to finish. Squeeze and squeeze. Squeeze the butt. Squeeze. I re-engage my belly on every pulse. Squeeze. Squeeze. 2 more. Squeeze. Last one. And then slowly coming down and hugging the knees. And then you can come on up, and we're going to go into a little standing, and then we're going back onto our back. Alrighty, so we are going into our squat heel raises now. So having your feet hip width apart, we are going to slowly come down into a squat. You could cross your hands, you could have them in prayer on your hips, and zipping up through the tummy, looking forwards, you're going to lift the heels and then lower the heels. When you lift the heels, you've got to squeeze your butt more and then lower. So lift the heels and lower the heels. Lift the heels and lower. If it's too hard, you could do 1 heel at a time. Lift 1 heel, drop down. Lift 1 heel and drop down. So you could do a mix like so. Lift 1 heel and drop down. Lift 1 and drop down. If you want to come a little lower, it's more butt. So lift 1 heel or both and back down. Lift and down. Lift and down. 2 more. Lift and lift, and then coming all the way up, and then back onto the mat for our next round of bridging. Okay, coming back down onto your back for our glute bridging again. So if you had your heel lifted on the last one, you're going to go back to that. Otherwise, both feet anchored to the ground with your tripod, big toe, pinky toe, and your heel. You're going to squeeze the butt all the way up, and then inhale, control down. Squeeze to lift, inhale, control. Squeeze and squeeze. Squeeze. Re-engage everything on the lift, release on the down. Squeeze on the lift, release on the down. Now we're going to hold at the top, and we're going to lift the heel, back down. Squeeze, engage everything, and then back the foot down. Squeeze and lift, relax the foot. Squeeze and lift, relax the foot. Engage the belly, relax the foot. Engage and relax the foot. Engage, relax. Now little pulses, squeeze and squeeze. Squeeze the butt, squeeze, squeeze. Pressure through the floor, through the feet. 3, 2, and 1. Coming all the way back down. Hug the knees, and then rolling on up. Alrighties, last round of our standing. So this time, let's try doing it a little bit wider. Okay, so having your feet maybe a little wider than shoulders, turning them out, and you're going to come down, lift 1 heel, come back down. Squeeze the glutes as you lift a heel, back down. Squeeze the glutes and lift, back down. Squeeze the butt as you lift and down. Squeeze the butt. Squeeze the butt. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Squeeze the butt. Squeeze the butt. Squeeze the butt. Very good. Squeeze the butt. Squeeze the butt. And squeeze. You got 3 more. Embrace the burn. It's what's going to create that inner fire, that inner strength. Squeeze. Last one. Squeeze. Squeeze both butt cheeks. Come up. And we're going to go for 5 full squats. Squeeze the glutes all the way up. Release down. Squeeze all the way up. Release down. Squeeze. Zip up through the inner thigh. Release down. Squeeze and lift. Release down. Squeeze and lift. 2 more. Squeeze all the way up. Down and squeeze and all the way up. Very good. Let's finish off with some stretching. Alrighty, that felt great. Hugging a knee in. My bum feels good. You can cross the foot over and you can hug in, looping your hand underneath the leg. Stretch out through the butt. If you need more of a stretch, then hug the knee towards the opposite shoulder. So holding onto the shin and the knee if you want to do that one. And then coming back, hand behind the knee, bend and straighten a few times. So bend and straighten the leg. And if you have a band or you'd like a bit more of a challenge, you can walk your hands up towards your ankles and flexing the feet for a little bit more of a hamstring stretch. And then you can come back down and then you can come back up. One more, lift, and then the other side. So hugging the knee, crossing it across the other knee, hand looping onto the leg to pull in towards the body. Or if you want more of a stretch, hug the knee and the shin across to the opposite shoulder. Okay, now for your hamstring stretch, hand underneath the knee, bend and straighten a few times. Flexing the foot towards your nose. And then on the next one, holding at the top, walking those hands towards the ankle if you can, and then walking all the way back down. Exhale to lift and lengthen, and then inhale back down. Last one, you might like to hold this last one a little bit longer, and then come all the way down. And then hug those knees, and then rocking all the way up. And that is our little lower body complete. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed our beautiful spot today here in Nissi Beach. And I will see you next week.